What's up, y'all? Are you ready to interview someone? Are you? It's fun. Don't let me talk you out of it. This episode is supposed to help you with interviewing others. I've interviewed a handful of people in the hundreds now, and I know I might know a thing or two, possibly. So I am here to share it. I want to share it, and I'm here to get you out of your comfort zone. But first, be sure to check us out. Check out our website, podriver.com. That's POD River. Catch your podcast in the stream, podriver.com. Thank you so much, all of you, for tuning in, for listening. If you'd love to advertise on our show, or you would love to start up your own podcast, or just get hosting services, editing services, want us to make your podcast go from an average show to an amazing show, we are here. We are here ready to do it. PodRiver.com. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. And if you're listening to YouTube, please hit the subscribe button, and on iTunes, please leave a review. It means so much. Thank you, everybody, for listening and tuning in. Today, we will talk about the 10 ways to prepare for an interview, specifically an interview on a podcast. This could be used in all types of arrangements, though. For me, I interview a lot of my guests via Zoom, via Skype, sometimes in person. So kind of take this with whatever approach you do, but this is how to prepare for actually being the interviewer. So kind of everywhere, when you look at things up online, a lot of places will show you how to prepare for an interview, but an actual interview of you being the one to get interviewed. Here, we are flipping the rules. We are going to be the interviewer. And the great thing about being the interviewer is that you grow and you learn so much. You learn to trust yourself. You learn so much about the individuals. You learn confidence, speaking skills, how to look good skills, all that good stuff. All right, without further ado, number one, if you're going to be interviewing a guest, whenever it's coming up, if you're talking with them directly or their assistant, be sure to ask for an updated bio. Not everyone will provide one. They won't, especially the bigger names. They probably won't at all. But the assistant probably will, because they always have something on file. They usually have like a one pager, like a quick show one pager where it gives you like a description of who they are, what they do. This usually is key to make sure you have the most up-to-date content and info, especially if you know nothing about the guest. You want to make sure that the guest, that what you're going to be saying or coming and preparing for this interview about, that you actually know who they are, what they're currently doing, because maybe they did something very bad or something they don't want to talk about anymore, and maybe that part gets kind of pushed away. Not to say that you have to censor your show, but you want to make sure you have the current relevant data and info out there. Number two, check if they have a website and read their bio section. This sounds like an obvious one, but people out there forget that people still have websites. It's actually the number one way to talk about yourself and to promote yourself online. Websites are still a thing. They will continue to be a thing. Domains aren't going away anytime soon, even with the social media world out there and taking over. Websites are still going to be key, still number one. Check it out. Most of the time, if they are up out there and they are current, they will update their website. That should have the most up-to-date info if you don't get a reply back directly from them. Number three, check out their social media and stalk them. Why not? That's what it's there for. You got LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all that good stuff. Add them. Yeah, why not? Add them so then later it's not awkward that like, oh, hey, I'm going to send you a friend request after the show. No, you want to already have them added into the system, so you're not like following them after the fact. You want to come out as kind of like you've already been there and you wanted them. They didn't just fall into your lap. You definitely want to add them beforehand. Start doing some research, dig up on them. They probably post things. They might have an updated different bio there. It might say what businesses they run. Click on their businesses, read up on their businesses, and you could just see a look into their everyday life. Who their friend. I mean, you don't have to go so far and like see who they're friends with, but you might have some mutual friends. Boom, and then write that down. That will be a good talking point. There could be some mutual friends in common. This episode does not go into like talking points with guests, as that's kind of that's a whole another section. Today we're just talking about how to prepare for the actual interview itself. Number 4, see if they run a podcast or some kind of YouTube channel. Maybe it could be a Facebook channel, and excuse me, and listen to their episodes. I will take some water. Ah, water, always good for you, no matter what. That's actually a point I did not add. So if you are listening to the show here and you're not just reading the description, side note, side hustle note, have water, tea, coffee, whatever it is, probably water, because tea, coffee, you might spill on yourself. One time I spilled it on my computer in the middle of an interview. That was almost a disaster. Luckily, it just got like the edge, and I was able to get things kind of dry in time, and it didn't ruin the interview. But there was like a quick little like, oh man, and actually I played it off. I was like, I just spilled my coffee and talked about it for a second. But yes, always your voice could go raspy. You could choke up. You want to make sure you have something to keep you keep the vocal cords lubricated. So always have some kind of water or some kind of beverage by you in a safe place that's closed or far enough where you're not going to spill it on your computer or whatever it is you are recording on, whatever device you're using. So yeah, definitely back to number 4. If they run a podcast, YouTube channel, Facebook channel, Instagram, TV, whatever it is, check it out. Watch a few of their shows, a few of their episodes. That will give you kind of a feel of who they are, what they do. Number 5, kind of the reverse side of that, see if they appeared on any podcasts, any channels, YouTube channels, Facebook, Instagram. There's so many other ones. I know there's like the TikTok thing nowadays. There's um, maybe they have like an actual TV show, a documentary. Maybe they actually have a channel that they're on one of the networks. For example, like a guest that I had was all over CNN, CNBC, and I watched like actual runs of his shows, of his interviews there. So every guest could be a little different. Be sure to see who they are, and that way you can kind of see their style and how they answer the questions. If they come in hot, they come in slow. If so you kind of could learn ways of how to work with them. Number 6, Google them and see if there's any recent news, any publications, anything like that. Maybe they're big, they're in the news. Maybe I failed when I was doing an episode a while back. There was news that came out about someone that indirectly related to one of my guests, and it was very big at the time. And I sort of asked the question, and then later, and it was kind of like I took it as a serious question, but the guest thought I was like messing with him because it was like a serious allegation out there about one of his friends. And let's just say you want to Google them, make sure you're on top of current things because things happen quickly. And usually, if it's major, it'll be somewhere in the news, somewhere it'll show up there somewhere. Number 7, listen to past interviews, and now taking it a step further, you want to capitalize on the missed opportunities and the questions. So this is a good way to help develop, obviously I'm not getting into like your own questions. You probably have your own questions you follow. You come up with questions over time. As you're doing all this, you should be, jotting down notes, having like a one pager, a document, an Excel sheet going of, the bio, all this stuff. As I'm doing it, you should be keeping track of the actual guest. You should have their name, their bio, their books, their websites, whatever, their top questions you want to ask them, all that good stuff. You want to have all this down as you're doing this. So number 7, as you listen to other interviews, other shows, you want to make sure you capitalize on the missed opportunities. What that means is that once in a while, a lot of guests, especially newbies, they will ask the same questions over and over and over. They have an agenda, strict agenda they want to follow. And what that means is that, let's just say a question could be expanded and there's like this mouth-watering moment of like, yeah, and I went to jail for a couple days, and it was quite the experience. Came out as a new man. And then you're like, oh, and what did you eat last night? Switching a topic. Like that is a big no-no, but I know people that do it. I've done it myself in the very beginning. I did. So there are questions, there are missed opportunities out there for bigger, better things, for the juicy stuff that others want to hear. I want to hear it right away. It makes for good content. It makes for really good content. It could get them uncomfortable, or they might like you more just for being natural and asking real things that matter. So yeah, you do want to find out missed opportunities from other shows and jot them down as possible questions, possible talking topics and points for your show. Number 8, you want to look good while doing it. You do. You want to look good, sound good. You want to be super sexy like me. So yeah, if you're doing a video, if you're doing it in person, dress up nice, dress up for the occasion. Maybe do a little, makeup touch up if you have to, guy or girl. Maybe you're like super professional and you got lighting and you got like an actual person, I mean, you don't have to go crazy like that, but there are ways, to get ready. You want to dress the part, maybe like for me, I'm promoting my show on the shirt that I have. Sometimes I have a hat. Some people have hats. Some people have different outfits that they wear. Their show might be very professional and serious, so they wear a full out tuxedo or suit. You want to dress the part. You want to be ready for it. You want to look good. If I mean, it depends what kind of show you're doing. It's going to say a lot about you and your show. For each show, it's different. You want to test the lighting. You want to make sure that there's no weird, backlights and off lights coming through during a show. You want to make sure that's good. You want to do a voice check with the mic. You want to make sure it's working. It's 100%. The worst thing is when you record an awesome episode and then later you click to listen to it and you saw that your mic was turned off or somewhere got disconnected along the way, and boom, none of it is there. It's all gone. That is miserable. It's horrible. I've been there. I've done it. You don't want to be a part of that. And next, also a part of that is in preparation, talk out loud, go take a walk, get that voice. You want to get all the weird crackling out of your voice, especially if you're doing an interview early in the morning. You want to get blood flowing, take a walk. I love doing that, getting some fresh air. It gets my mind thinking, gets me ready to go. Number 9, be on time. Damn it. Oh man. It's like, Ma, give me that meatloaf. That's what it feels like to me. Be on time. I can't say it enough. You can't, these people are taking up time out of their busy daily schedules to be here with you. Respect them, do your part, be on time, be ready to go. Don't waste their time. It gives you so much credibility. It's like a number one thing. I mean, it's something I would emphasize so much. People will respect you so much for it. You'll be ready. You'll have less anxiety, less stress because you're not rushing to get to the interview. You'll have your thoughts more settled. Be on time. Trust me. It'll work wonders. And last but not least, number 10, just be real and ask genuine questions that you yourself would want to know, that you think your audience would want to know. Don't just ask the same things because everybody else does, or those are the easy type of questions to ask. Ask what you really want to know. Get down in there. Get down in the deep and dirty, the fun. Get emotional if you have to. Please do. Like, that'll make the content real. Please ask what you really want to know. Worst case, they won't answer it. They'll skip it. You could edit it out later, but be yourself. Thank you so much, all of you, for tuning in. Those were my top 10 ways of how to prepare for an interview while being the actual interviewer, not the interviewee, the interviewer. Specifically for me, it's like a lot of this is tailored towards interviewing podcast guests, though it could be and video guests, though it could be really used towards anybody, especially if it's someone that you want to know more about. These are all great ways that could be tailored towards many different platforms and avenues, especially audio and video. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. Check us out, boss2boss.com. That's boss, the number 2, boss.com, and PodRiver Media. Catch your podcast in the stream. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please leave us a review. Check out our Facebook group, Boss2Boss Community. Love you all. Crush the rest of your week. Talk again soon. Peace.
That is all for this episode of Boss to Boss. Your next step is to visit boss2boss.com, where you will find proven techniques followed by professionals to help you make that next step. Again, that is boss, the number 2, boss.com. And remember, the time is now.